Hi. Back again. I just kind of was thinking on this drive home, I got a couple minutes, might as well jabber a video. And what I was kind of thinking about is it this country's goal to keep the poor poor and the rich richer? Because some of the things that I see are like, I don't know, it's like I got family members that their parents were well off and well invested in their kids' futures, and were able to pay their way through college, so they like lived in rich neighborhoods growing up with kids whose other kids whose parents were probably going to send them to college, and then they got pushed through college. And I got a couple people in particular that I don't even think they had to work when they were in college. I think their parents pretty much gave them credit cards and paid their payments just to ensure that they'd stay in college. I mean, they were probably in college for 8 years, off and on, maybe take a break and then go back. But as long as they stayed in, it seemed like their parents paid all their bills for them, which gave them, the free time basically they needed to be able to stay in college for 8 years. As to where, like, opposed to me, when I was 14, I had to start working or whatever. And, my dad really wasn't going all in on college, or not for what I wanted to go for. I wanted to go for art. I used to be real into like painting and acrylic painting, oil painting. I kind of wanted to design logos for companies and this and that. And I remember my dad being like, I'm not paying for that crap, there's no money in that. So I ended up finding an alternative, went for electronics and blah blah blah. I started making more doing electrical than I was making in that field at the time, so I kind of stuck with it. But then I've just noticed, like, a lot of the people, like when I was working up kind of in Fishers, basically the river of Oats, a rich area. Even at lunch, I seen some idiot driving a Mercedes pull a fucking nozzle off the gas pump because he forgot to take it out. I would have filmed it, but I didn't have my phone ready in time, and he hurried up, tried to nonchalantly drag it over. But probably has the common sense of an empty box or something. But it just kind of makes me wonder, like, your surroundings determine basically who you are. Like, I kind of got into this with like the white privilege thing. It's really not white privilege, I don't think. I think it's financial. Most colored kids seem to be in a poverty-stricken area, and part of that's the parents' fault to an extent, because they didn't get out. But it could have been the same thing. I mean, it's just probably led generation to generation. I mean, there's white people like it too. I feel like I fall short in a lot of areas about things, and I just noticed that the kids that have parents who when they grow up, they live in like good neighborhoods, so everybody around them is going, set to go to college and gonna go to college because that's the environment they're in, and it's just like a process or whatever. And then the kids that live in the less areas unfortunately don't really get that guidance and opportunity. They don't have someone that's able to pay their way all the way through whatever college they decide to do, to become like, basically pay the government $50,000 or whatever college costs nowadays, and we'll give you a chance to make it or whatever. You'll have a good opportunity. You go get a job. Basically, most of them, I think, dilly-dally around at cubicles and, make probably more than I do, not doing nothing but playing on their phones pretty much all day. Which, whatever, but I'm just kind of interested in people's thoughts on this. Because I don't feel like, you know, you get looked down on basically for, you know, even my job. I mean, I get treated like pretty much a fucking dog every day. I mean, they have, you know, dogs have more rights than, I'm an electrician, you know, the climate I work in is never controlled. When it's 106 degrees outside, or in a stuffy building, or up in an attic, or whatever I may be doing, basically, it's, hey, if you want paid to do your job, then you'll go do that. And I'm thinking, you know, oh shit, I'm gonna be lucky if I don't have a heat stroke. And the restroom facilities, I mean, they're fucking horrible. Shit falling out, you know. These superintendents don't want to, they'll wait till the last second to get a portalet clean, and, you know, flies fucking hitting your nutsack and everything else if you're taking a shit or whatever. Swarming you. But, you know, I'm fortunate probably to be doing what I'm doing as opposed to a lot of people I grew up with, you know, dead, prison, you know, low-end warehouse jobs, things of that nature. But I was just kind of interested in people's thoughts on it, because I just feel like, you know, it's a cycle that'll never be broken. The poor kid, unless he's just ultra smart, you can have a dumb kid that grows up in Carmel become more of a success than a smart kid who grows up in a horrible environment, because he gets the opportunity. His parents have the money to say, hey, let's send you to school for, you know, whatever you dream of going to, and we'll make sure that it gets pounding your head, and we'll lay the golden carpet all the way to your success, while the kid that's coming up being, you know, struggling, their parents can't afford to even send them to college or help them with college, or they may have to work, and it makes that road a lot harder. It can be done. I'm not saying that it can't, but it just, you know, it's a lot rougher road. And I just don't understand, you know, that's kind of how this country, I feel like, pushes things, because they want people to be broke. They need the broke people. That's why they cater, you know, like welfare. And I mean, it's just like the Children's Museum. I try to take my kids to the Children's Museum. I check up you know, when I used to go when I was a kid, I think it was free to get in. Now I look, any kid over 2 is $27. Well, then I make a post on Facebook about it, and I start getting these comments. Well, if you're on welfare, it's free to get in. I think they bait welfare to keep people on it, to basically keep this whole cycle intact, and I really don't understand why. I would hope it would change, but I seriously doubt it. I mean, like me, I make money, but I support all my kids and stuff, and I can't necessarily afford to say, hey, to my oldest son who's 21, start college and I'll pay for your whole way through. You know, I'll just give you a couple credit cards that you can go spend, and I'll pay your housing and make sure of everything while you concentrate on school, so you can have a more successful career. And as opposed to, like, I got, you know, like I said earlier, I mean, I got family members who were given that opportunity, and now they, you know, have done well and succeeded in it. And I'm not gonna lie, it gets to be a little bit of a point of frustration. I mean, not as much for me, because I do what I do now, and I've been fortunate. I can deal with it, you know. But for my kids, like, how am I gonna send my kids to college? You know, I'm never gonna be at that level unless of a miracle. it's just a frustration. And I'm just kind of interested on everybody else's input on it, because am I thinking wrong, or is this really, how it is? I guess let me know in the comments if you feel like it or have any input at all, or if this video made any sense to you at all. Thank you. I don't even know why I said thank you. I'm trying to sound a little professional. But basically, I'm just kind of interested in it. So, and I had a few extra minutes to spare, stuck in traffic. I'm pulled up to my house now, so I'll probably be ending this pretty quickly. I'm sure anybody watching it will be like, thank fucking God. But either way, I just wonder what people's opinions on this kind of topic were, because it's been a little bit of something that's been kind of bothering me lately. So I just wonder how other people with kids, whether they be rich people or middle class people or poor people, feel about the whole situation. So just, if you feel like leaving a comment on it, go ahead, because I'd really be interested in hearing other people's input on it. Have a wonderful Friday the 13th, I guess. It's Friday the 13th. Usually that's my lucky day. It's kind of been an unlucky day for me, just fixing a lot of stuff at work. So, but yeah, let me know what you think, and have a wonderful rest of your Friday 13th. Don't get stabbed by Jason or whatever, have a tree fall on you, who knows. Now that might happen to me before the day's over. So have a great evening, and let me know what you think.